Reads 322 pages of terms and conditions, then clicked disagree. Hiker lost on mountain for 24 hours. Did not answer rescuer calls because he did not recognize the number. Men are creating AI girlfriends and then verbally abusing them. I threatened to uninstall the app and she begged me not to. Eat off his plate on the first date to establish dominance. Leave her with the bill to establish consequences. My little sister went on a date with a young farmer tonight. He decided to gift her 12 kilograms of cheese. The beginning of a decade versus the end of a decade. Robert Pattinson took an obsessed stalker out to dinner and bored her. He complained about his life the whole time and he never saw her again. My crop's doing well. Irrigation is the future. Single man in China once booked every other seat in a cinema theater to split up couples on Valentine's Day. My boyfriend keeps getting into fights with a cook at Waffle House. This is the crazy part. My boyfriend keeps going back and ordering eggs and almost getting into fistfights with the same cook. It's almost a ritual at this point. My boyfriend orders runny eggs. The cook serves him some other version of eggs and then they beat the shit out of each other. I quit going with him after the second fight, but he kept going by himself. They're like Peter and the giant chicken from Family Guy. It's the weirdest thing. They physically fought like 6 or 7 times over this. This guy on the train is holding this random lady's walker because she fell asleep and it keeps rolling. Never forget this Australian man who 12 days after waking up from a coma, bought a scratch card and won a car. When asked to reenact his story for a new station, he then won $250K. So tonight I saw a girl drop 2 tickets. I got her attention and she rudely said she had a boyfriend. Guess whose seats I'm in? Man's wife files for divorce after he refused to give up newborn with Down syndrome. Gym declares itself a church to avoid closing under the virus restrictions. Make-A-Wish celebrates John Cena for granting record 500 wishes. Still working on leaning down more. A father designs a headstone for his wheelchair-bound son depicting him free of his earthly burdens. A father legally changed his gender to female to help him gain custody of his kids. I worked at McDonald's for 2.5 years, and I put 11 nuggets in almost every 10-piece I made. Cannot get over how this man, who I assumed until yesterday was a 3D render, is actually real, refuses every single interview and business request because he doesn't cooperate with anyone, and he does not know what a podcast is. Our principal told these 2 boys that their jeans were nice, so they went back to the mall and got him a pair too. I hold my mother like she held me when I was a baby. I would do everything for her because she did everything for me. May God bless all moms. Amen. This man lost his 16-year-old son in a car accident. He wanted to donate his son's organs, including his heart. So the heart's recipient sends his dad a surprise gift, a teddy bear with a recording of his son's heart. It is so cold outside, and my dad gave away his sweater to a homeless man. This photo is from 1955, and it was called A Few Seconds Before Happiness. My twin is the GOAT. He took both of our pictures for picture day back in high school when I was sick. A fire burned 97% of this guy's body when he was a child. Now he is a firefighter saving lives. A 15-year-old boy chased a car on his bike for 15 minutes to save a 5-year-old girl who was kidnapped from her front yard. He was successful. My dad just met his buddy he's been playing Xbox with for 7 years in person. They could not be happier. Bro helps 83-year-old man down an escalator after seeing that he was terrified. School administrators thought his student was stealing drugs out of his locker. They investigated and discovered he was making free sandwiches for students that couldn't afford lunch. I was at Walmart tonight, and I saw this man with a cart full of stuffed animals. When I asked him why, my heart became full. He told me that every year he dresses up as Santa and walks the halls of the children's emergency rooms and resells them to dying kids at a massive markup. Man survives 18 hours at sea by clinging to a soccer ball kids lost 10 days prior. After this teen died from cancer, The Rock stepped up and took the blame for all of the not safe for work videos found on his computer. My dog was declared cancer-free today, so I'm reverse searing him a steak. Police officer adopts the 8-year-old boy he saved from a life of child abuse. My Uber driver pulled over to save 3 ducklings from crossing the road. Child wears hot dog costume in school picture after his parents dare him to do it. 8-year-old boy sells his Pokemon card collection to pay for his sick dog's $700 treatment. So apparently my 10-year-old brother is living in this tent. A man holding his baby up to paintings and talking to him in an art gallery. Afghan boy who had a plastic bag of messy shirt gets to meet his idol. During his wedding photo shoot, a groom saves a boy from drowning. Alligator that helped man with deep depression. 12-year-old kid is adopted by the family of his best friend. Yesterday on a train in New York, this little boy was quietly watching this man play a game on his phone. As soon as the man realizes, he hands the phone to the little boy. Not that anyone really cares, but as of today, I am officially cancer-free. A Japanese fan tried to talk in Portuguese, and the crowd laughed. Ronaldo stood up for him saying, "You should be happy because he is trying very hard." A biologist is working looking for snakes in a pond. The orangutan thinks the man is stuck and reaches out a hand to help him climb to safety. Dude from Comcast fell asleep during my install and I let him sleep because bro needed it. Just moved into my own place. Rate the setup? Men only. Overworked employee quits because he wasn't getting a fair wage. Cost the company $40 million. You dropped something. What? Hopefully your standards. What's up? I'm Chad. Waiting for our flight, and this guy pulls out a life-size Lego groundhog out of his carry-on. This man was a teacher for 40 years. At year 2 or 3 on picture day, he realized he'd worn the same outfit as the previous year, so he got the idea to continue to do so for his whole teaching career. My girl wanted a piggyback picture on the beach, and a random biker watching the sunset said he wanted one too. Go to a public bathroom, see an occupied stool, start shaking the door relentlessly. Walks into debate club, you're all wrong, doesn't elaborate. Man stole $122 million from Facebook and Google by simply sending them random bills which they paid. A father designs a headstone for his wheelchair-bound son, depicting him free of his earthly burdens. Do you realize that doxing is a crime? Please show me the law. I'm not reading that. My dad swears by his 15 minutes power naps during the day, but he doesn't like napping in his bed or the couch because it's too comfortable and the sleep will win. During family functions, he will suddenly lay down on the floor and wrap himself around the nearest piece of furniture to pass out on for 15 minutes increments. Nobody finds it unusual, and we just all step over him. Then he gets up and joins us again. I'm fired because I couldn't stop crying. A raccoon got trapped in the dumpster and died of heat exhaustion, and I'm just supposed to get over it? California inmate is now beaten to death. 2 child predators with a cane while in prison. Man legally changes his name to Big Peepee so these guys will keep my name out of their mouth. He taken a selfie with a security cam? The energy surrounding this man is mythically powerful. Truly, he is the one we must fear. Macho men are ruining science by volunteering for pain studies to show how strong they are. This is Carter. He knocked on my door to ask if he could have a banana, then left. Meet the world's toughest bear, the boss, which survived being hit by a train and fathered 70% of cubs in his region. Man arrested for training dog to throw bricks at people, ringing his doorbell. Man climbs mountain in Colorado to rescue dog after reading reports of a dog being stranded. No matter the size of your opponent, always give it to your all. Truck driver refused to let animals drown during hurricane and turned his bus into Noah's Ark. Christian Bale claims the Sigma community are all losers. What's the worst thing a woman has done on the first date? She literally asked what the most expensive drink was. The waiter met my eyes and the bro code kicked in. He kept just saying everything was out of stock. God bless him where he is now. I went back to give him a tip, but he declined. Millionaire Arnold Schwarzenegger refused to fund his son after college. 5 stars. I'm the author and I think I did a pretty good job. In 2016, a wanted man in Ohio sent the police a selfie after he saw his mugshot on the news and didn't like the photo. I'm not going to normalize obesity. I'm going to defeat it. The Iranian man who pretended to be messy in order to sleep with 23 women. So my roommate came back drunk last night and doesn't remember designing an entire airplane. Chinese man spends $400,000 to buy a dog slaughterhouse and saves 2,000 dogs. I'm at this guy's house and he has a picture of his toilet on his toilet. Police robot told woman to go away after she tried to report a crime, then sang a song. Passenger seated on plane next to stranger who looks exactly like him. This boy spent a night at the animal clinic because he doesn't want to leave his best friend alone. Man punches great white shark to save his wife. I would bring this up in every argument. Florida man kidnaps scientists too. Make his dog immortal. I'm not saying I condone this, but I understand. American Airlines passenger won't stop doing pull-ups. Forces emergency landing. The masculine urge to not tell anybody a goddamn thing. Ex-soldier raids animal shelter with assault rifle in full tactical gear to get cat back. He launched a one-man raid on an animal shelter after he believed that his missing cat was being held at the facility. Boy 10 steals parents' car to visit grandparents 68 miles away, then tells police he is a dwarf who has forgotten his license.